Dan will be presenting. Let's give it up for Mateo. Thank you.
Hello everybody, I'll be presenting today how to organize a major event. Have you ever been to an event where everything is a mess, where there's not enough food, where the room's crowded and everybody's complaining? Well, someday you will have to organize an event, and if you don't know how to plan it, it may end up like that. So today I'm going to teach you how to organize an event. To do this, you need a good attitude. You need to know the 6 basic and simple steps, and you need to know how to execute these steps. The steps are: identify and define the type and the goals of the event. Then after you do this, you need to establish date, time, and location. After doing that, you need to create a budget that explains your possible incomes and expenses. When you do this, then you can do the advertisement of the event, which is telling people about the event so they can go to your event. Then you need to make an agenda of all these smaller events that will take place in the event, like at what time you're serving the food, if there are going to be any presentations, and then finally execute the event. So first, step 1, identify the types of events and its goals. So the type of event may be a school event, celebrating a birthday party, celebrating a holiday. And when you do this, you need to know the goals of the events. So probably the goal is for a fundraising cause, and probably is for a charity to make people happy, to help people. So in that case, you don't really need to earn any money. So depending on the goals of the events, you can spend more or less. Then our step 2 is establishing date, time, and location. You're going to want to choose a date where people can attend easily. A day where there are not other big events, so they don't conflict with your event. Also, the time, it has to be a time depending if it's on the weekdays. You may want to do it in the night so that people can go after work. But probably if it's on a weekend, you would like to do it in the morning so people can attend to it easily. So you need to be thinking of the comfort of the people that will be attending to your event. And then the location. You need to choose a nice place, a big place that fits and meets all your needs. So for example, you don't want to have a small room for 100 people, and you don't want to have a huge room for 10 people. So you need to be thinking how many people are coming, where I'm going to set up this. Also, if you're doing any performances of any type, musical or anything like that, you need to be setting up a scenario where people can go to perform. Then you need to create a budget. A budget that explains all your expenses and incomes. So again, after you have the type of event and its goals, you can know if you can spend more or like keep your expenses to a minimum. So for a budget, you really need to be calculating everything the best way possible. So don't try to do it mental, because these calculations may fail. So if you have a calculator and like an organized paper, this can really help you a lot. Also, the incomes, they are not always applicable depending on the event you are doing, but always plan to make some more money than you will actually make. So for example, if you need to raise $5,000, if you plan it for $5,000, you may make a little less and the event will really work as well. But if you plan for $6,000 and you make a little less, that will still be meeting your needs. Then step 4. Advertise the event. Make sure everybody knows about the event. You also should use about 5 advertisement vehicles. So you can use a newspaper, you can use ads, you can put posters around the city, you can be telling your friends, put it on the internet. And then, so this is Regina Cortázar, which is an expert event planner, tells us that we should use about 5 different promotional methods for marketing our event. And then you need to make an agenda of the events. You need to make an agenda of each of these smaller events that will take place in the event. So at what time you're serving the food, at what time people are going to be performing, at what time you're going to go from one room to another room, depending on the music, and these different type of the smaller events. And if it's a big event where you plan to have a lot of people, you cannot do it all by yourself. So why you need to delegate to other people. Delegate it to people that can help you. have a contingency plans in case the speaker doesn't show or a venue comes too small. This is advice from the expert of the University of Australia. And then the final step, step 6, execute the event. I know that if you plan the event with all the previous characteristics, your event will be a success. So we just need to be sure to follow the agenda, enjoy the event, being sure that everything goes as you plan. Like making sure everybody goes there, having a contingency plan, as I told you. Also, one of the hardest events to plan is planning a family reunion. This information comes from the slides shared. For example, because for family reunions, you cannot be enjoying the event that much. You know, some people don't get along in the place. So also for executing the event, you need to be thinking on the people you invited for this event. And also, framing your event will help you during the planning of your execution. This is some really good information we get from Generation Opportunity. So for example, also reframing about security, about what's going to come to your event. Maybe if you need to worry about security, about people bringing illegal substances, that's something you need to worry about. And that's it. Thank you.